A Democratic member of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Castro of Texas. Congressman, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Can you help us clear up some confusion here? Because we learned from an FBI source on background today, they're saying that no official request has come from your committee, the House Intelligence Committee, for FBI Director James Comey to come testify. That seems like it conflicts with what the chairman, Nunes, said just yesterday. Clear this up for us.
Well, I know at least the House Democrats on the Intelligence Committee have said that we would like to hear from Jim Comey and NSA Director Rogers. We're willing to hear from them. What we didn't want is for them to come this past Tuesday when there was an open hearing that was scheduled. And I think my sense was that the chairman wanted to replace that open session with a closed session with these gentlemen. So we very much want to hear from them. And my concern right now is that because of the actions of the chairman, the committee has lost a lot of credibility in the public's eyes. I think the best thing to do right now is, number one, either go with an independent commission, which we've been pushing, but if the speaker is insistent on not doing it, then the chairman should be replaced and this committee should get on with its work.
But the FBI is saying, as far as they know, he hasn't even been invited. Do you have any proof that he's technically been invited to come testify?
At this point, I can't clarify that either way.
Okay. Your Republican colleague, Charlie Dent of Pennsylvania, told me earlier today that, you know what, he thinks that the Senate should just take over. That the House Intelligence Committee investigation is such a mess, essentially, he says, that let the Senate do this. Do you agree with him?
I disagree. If we're going to have an investigation in the Congress, then both chambers of Congress should be looking into this. What the chairman did should not be an excuse for the House to give up on this investigation and just send it over to the Senate. In fact, the American people need as many eyes looking at this as possible.
So is the House committee actually doing any investigating right now? What's the status of your work?
This week, there hasn't been any activity. There was a Tuesday hearing, an open hearing that was, of course, called off, a closed hearing on Thursday that was called off. But I expect that if the House is going to continue to investigate, that we'll start that again soon.
When? I mean, you know, the FBI, the chairman of the committee suggested that maybe you wouldn't have hearings before the House recess, which could be, you know, in a week and a half, and then you go away for 3 weeks. It could be another month before you do any work.
Well, if that's the case, then the chairman and Speaker Ryan are abdicating their responsibility to the American people, who most of all want to know whether there were any Americans who conspired with the Russians who interfered with our 2016 elections. And for them to not move forward on the investigation is really an obstruction.
FBI Director James Comey, you said you do want to talk to him again. He was supposed to be before your committee yesterday again, or the chairman has suggested he might come in private. What more do you want to ask him?
Oh, there's a whole host of questions that we want to ask him. A lot of that he couldn't speak about in open session, but certainly a lot of the people that the Senate is talking to, we want to ask about. You heard me in open session and others ask some of those individuals. Hopefully the director can be more candid in a classified setting.
Congressman, last question. When are you going to decide whether you're going to run for Senate in Texas?
Well, as you can tell, I've been very busy with a lot of Russia stuff lately, but I've said that I'm going to take until about the end of April to make a decision.
All right. Well, we hope you'll come back on the show and make an announcement then. Congressman Castro of Texas, thanks so much.
Thank you.